best outing him? Well, I don't know. How about this? Xander is probably going to tag this. I thought about this last night, and Bird Gang, let me say this to you about Nick Sirianni. Xander, check this out. Who do you think got more out of Jalen Hurts? Nick Saban or Nick Sirianni? Anybody? Who do you think got more out of Jalen? Saban or Nick? Who got more out of him? Who got the best out of Hurts? Nick or Shane? Or, excuse me, Nick or Nick Saban? He didn't win anything there. He benched his ass. Saban benched him. Saban benched him. Hurts wasn't the starting quarterback when they won the Super Bowl, when they won the national title. He benched his ass. Both of them won the big game. He did not win the big game. Neither. My vote is Shane. Well, who hired Shane? Nick. They weren't afraid to call his flaws out. No, what they won't do is they won't point him out. Okay? Hurts never developed as a quarterback. Saban called his flaws out by benching him and putting Tua Tagovailoa in. All I know is this. I've watched the Eagles since 80. Jalen Hurts is the most inconsistent quarterback I've seen in history. Jerry, that's why this year, one of the big talking points is, can he win with a lesser talented roster? Can he win with a lesser talented roster? The benching by Nick Saban made him better, so now when you look at it, he's able to do more and be more. Nick Saban didn't bench him because he was trying to make him better. He benched him because he thought Tagovailoa could win more games for him. Stop making it more complicated than it was. You think he sat there on the sidelines and said, hey, I'm going to sit Jalen Hurts, and you know what? This is going to make him a better player. I'm going to put Tagovailoa. Like, really, guy? You think that? A coach in the middle of a national championship game is going to go like this. Hey, you know what? I think this is going to make Jalen better. Let me put Tua in there. Don't make it more complicated than it wasn't. Jalenites have nothing left but blame Nick for his shortcomings. He's in the definition of inconsistency. Listen, once again, I want to go back and say one more thing here again. And I think the ESPN guys had a great conversation today. Has the criticism of Hurts been fair or foul? I think it's absolutely been fair in context. Now, when you sit there and you say, can this guy win a Super Bowl? And you're criticizing the guy that he can't do it again. That's not right. That's not fair. Could Jalen Hurts deliver another Super Bowl for a team or for the Eagles? Of course, he's won it. He's shown you he can. That criticism is gone. Like it is for Sam Darnold. Like it is for Trent Dilfer. Dilfer proved he could win a Super Bowl. He didn't have to be spectacular. He had to be efficient. Okay? Okay, wait a minute. That's a narrative this year. Can he win? Can he be performing at a high level without AJ? Man, these fucking Cowboy players still think 30 to 50 years ago is still relevant to the menials in the 2000s. Like, go to back 50 years ago in the 70s and 30s. Bro, the Dallas Cowboys are today, not 50 years ago, today, the richest franchise in the world in sports. That's not a 50 or 30-year-old conversation. And can you imagine if the Cowboys had won a Super Bowl in the last 30 years, what they'd be worth? The Cowboys haven't won a Super Bowl in 30 years. 30 years. And they're still the richest franchise on the planet. Put that in your hat, guy. How can you be the richest franchise in pro football and in sports history, including those soccer teams, and not having won? That's not a 50-year-old conversation. That's a conversation of today. If Jalen didn't go to Oklahoma his last year, he probably wouldn't have been drafted till the 6th round. Riley improved him as a passer, called plays to his strengths. Yeah, well, yes. Seals, Hurts gets more criticism than Flowers because he doesn't have enough Jalen plays that account for all the wins. When he ran the RPO, Jalen plays were there, and Jalen had less critics. That's a great take. Here, let's see this guy. They all said Hurts' criticism is foul. Guys like Allen and Herbert choke. Like, kudos, you won. And he didn't hear a word we just said about how rich the franchise is today, not having won. How can the Dallas Cowboys' value go up every year? In the last 2 years, they haven't made the playoffs. And they're worth double the Eagles. Hey, Philadelphia, explain that. How are the Dallas Cowboys worth double the Eagles? And they have won in 30 years. Can you? And that's not a 50-year-old conversation or a 90s conversation. How can that be? How can they have the highest TV ratings every year for an NFL team? Hook me up on that. How can the Dallas Cowboys have the highest television rated games and be the highest valued team in the world? That's not a 50-year-old conversation. We don't count our owners' pockets, moron. We count wins and championships.